All right, I have God at number one because just his disciple Garou was enough to push Saitama to grow stronger. If that's anything to show of what God's capabilities are, I think Saitama would have to grow to a level that we've never seen him anywhere near at in the series thus far to be able to defeat him. So I think as of now, God is the strongest character in One Punch Man.
Yeah, I agree with Six. It's pretty much cut out for us that God is
Yeah.
going.
I
That-
I
agree.
mean, yeah, I would say God or Saitama are like interchangeably the strongest in the rest right now. So yeah, that's fine.
Second Saitama. For I was saying that second should be Saitama after God.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, then for
well,
my
one
number
is-
one pick, it's definitely God right now. I think from the Garou fight with Saitama, we can tell that God is going to give Saitama a good fight. Like just the fact that we didn't even see a fully imparted cosmic Garou, and God gave him that power. I think that's enough to say he's number one right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I also agree that God is like currently stronger than Saitama because Saitama has to reach to the level to defeat like Cosmic Garou. Cosmic Garou match like base Saitama. Saitama has to get stronger to defeat that Garou. And if God is the one who gave Garou that much power, he himself is definitely stronger than Cosmic Garou. So definitely he's stronger than normal Saitama, which is current Saitama. Because currently God is stronger than Saitama, but in future when Saitama will fight him, he will get stronger than God.
My number one is just Saitama. I think he and God are pretty interchangeable. I just think Saitama is a bit more quantifiable right now. So like he has like more concrete feats. So that's why I put him above God.
That's
As
my
number one.
argument too. I also support that Saitama's number one because, regardless of what Cosmic was able to do, at no point in the fight was Saitama outmatched or outclassed or nervous. He was handling the fight superiorly throughout the entire time. And then he even started to escalate. Hey, I'm mute in the background. Dull.
Mm-hmm.
He then started to like get exponentially stronger from fighting somebody who wasn't as strong as him. Like he was not at any point stronger than him. We saw the line graph. Saitama's line chart was always above Garou's. So while it is true that what Sig said that like he was the catalyst for Saitama's growth, it's not as if Saitama like visually did we ever see him struggling, and the graph showed that he wasn't struggling. So I'm not inclined to put God above him because God has failed twice now? He failed with Blast, somebody who's not as strong as Saitama, and then he failed with Saitama as well. So those are two people who have defeated God's acolytes.
Well, we have we have no idea what Blast is doing with God. For all we know, he has all those like 10 people helping him, and alone he would get washed.
Yeah, because Blast is always working together with a bunch of other people. Yeah, like Sigmund said. So it's probably not like just him fighting solo.
Did we see him working with other people against Empty Void?
Wait, well,
We saw him
MD4
working
is
with
fine.
other people against Saitama and Garou to deflect the clash.
Also, like Blast straight up says to King, "I'm not alone out there" when he's like going back into the portal right before Sage comes up.
Yeah, but that's not well, first I'll address the one with the accolade with like him needing help to deflect the serious punch to the second.
Sure.
That was possibly, if not confirmed, the strongest attack that had been encountered on Earth. That nothing had threatened the Earth like that before, as far as we can tell, or as far as we know. He even reiterated that in the whenever he had the conversation with Sitch that like confirmed the Earth was in danger. So that doesn't count. That's them showing up out of nowhere. That doesn't count.
Do you think the serious punch squared is above God?
I definitely don't think that.
It
Right,
can't
I
be
don't think
because
so
because Garou at the end of the fight,
God takes back Garou's power after the fight is over. He's still vastly above
and that
him.
Garou spent like the
No, he
entire
didn't.
fight caught Ama and
Empty
like
Void
getting
took
way stronger.
Empty Void took it.
Like in the original.
No, I'm
version.
talking about in the original timeline before they went back in time.
Yeah, and even then, Empty Void only took like a weaker Garou's power compared to God anyway.
No, he didn't. Oh, compared to God. Oh,
Yeah.
Compared to God, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not arguing about the fact that God is giving these individuals powers that are rivaling Saitama, making him fight outright, if not making him go to the extent that he's like destroying the Earth. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that what we've seen out here are two people destroying the acolytes that he's brought out. So while there may be possibilities of him doing this and that, or having the ability to potentially do something else like this, what the reality is that what he can do is give people power to have them go about completing his will, and they've both failed. The two individuals who we've seen do that the best have both failed to two different people. That's why I'm saying Saitama's clearly the strongest in the series, even if God exists so far.
I mean, I can see Saitama being above God, but I think using Blast to downplay God is a little unfair.
Yeah, because it's also the fact that God for a while now has also been has been sealed and kind of had his power restricted, and when Garou breaks the seal, we see that God can just pretty easily make people who are debatably stronger or debatably stronger than Blast, or at least on Blast level, pretty casually. He can just make them off rip with Cosmic Garou.
Again,
Right. So
okay, I get what you're saying.
okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, designate.
Okay, yeah. For me, I mean, there's 2 to 3 levels of speculation for Saitama versus God. We know 99% chance these guys are going to face off towards the end of the series, right? Who else is it going to be? God is involved in, a lot of the major villains now. One level of speculation, right, is Saitama, he grew in the fight, and it said that, he's basically got this growth rate. He's been passively growing all this time, and Garou was the only one who was able to notice it for a brief little bit here. So that, to me, assuming God doesn't fight Saitama right now, which I don't think is going to happen. I think there's a lot of, stuff left in the series before it happens. Saitama's going to grow a lot before he fights God, and it's not going to be an instant wash. So I feel like on that level, Saitama shouldn't be stronger than God. Secondly, as far as speculation goes, God is sealed. So we don't know what he could do if he was unsealed, nor exactly what it took to seal him. Trying to understand all of that requires understanding, Blast and his team, how long have they been around for, how exactly strong are they individually and as a group, and those are unknown questions. I feel like you could legitimately argue for either, but just for me, both those speculations kind of favor God, as well as the fact, let me just finish with this quote here. Chapter 166, when Blast shows up to fight Garou, he says, it seems like he still retains at least some humanity. Did he manage to stave off full impartation of power? Despite that, it's such a fiendish mutation. And to me, that implies Garou could have been a lot stronger, that God had a lot more to give him.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same line of thought. If you can say that Saitama can grow infinitely stronger, we have never seen God himself go all out or maybe give his full power to someone. Just the fact that he made Garou a cosmic entity, and then Garou himself kept on increasing his power, is enough for us to understand that, okay, maybe God didn't give him his full power. Otherwise, if someone existed with more power than God, that would create problems for the timeline. But
whatever Garou could do, God could also do, logically.
Yeah, pretty much. So to me, it's pretty insignificant to try to debate him like this.
Yeah, the thing is that the feats wise, Saitama has definitely better feats so far. God has not shown himself. He has
That's
not done
not
anything
true.
except
I don't think so.
Let him finish.
except giving power to Garou and others.
God has
making
the
his
ability to
avatars.
rewind time itself.
Let him finish.
My fault.
So what I'm saying is that definitely if he can make someone like Garou that strong who can match up to Saitama and force Saitama to get stronger, God himself has to be stronger, as designated Marshall said. So I think that theoretically God is stronger than current Saitama, base Saitama. But Saitama will reach his level and surpass him eventually in the final fight. That's what I think. Narrative implies God is stronger, but I think Saitama has better feats, so you can just put anyone based on your own preference, basically. If you want to put Saitama because he has feats, he has shown feats, then fine. But I think narrative is showing that God is above Saitama, currently.